Well, the question will be for you, Frank, but before I ask you this question, the question I'm going to ask you is you're going to need to tell us, do we have enough training institutes and establishment for fashion designers, young ones in Nigeria? But before you answer, Paul, the question I asked, fabric, where do you get them from? Good ones, the average ones, and how do you decide which one to use for what design?
Trade secret. It is a great deal of it is a trade secret. These days, with this, with the internet, if you pick up where things come from, it's really been 20 years in the making of traveling and finding fabrics. You find some of the most beautiful silks in Italy, some of the most beautiful prints in Italy. You can get a similar print in China, but the quality might not be the same. In Korea, they also manufacture some of the most beautiful fabrics. My biggest challenge is to find fabric that is fashionable, that people will want, but is also of great quality. And the challenge is you might be shown a sample of one thing and something else might be delivered to your doorstep. So it is really, that's the risk that we take in life. And the problem is then we sending it on out into the public and we have to say to them, you can use this silk, but it's that whole education thing as well. How, if we sell a piece of silk to a client in the shop, is to help them in the education process. This is what you should be making with this piece of fabric. Because people are uneducated when they come into the fabric shop. At least I have a number of years of experience in creating and using these fabrics, and I know this kind of garment can be made with it. That kind of, you should use it like this or you should use it like that. People walk in blind and they buy color, they buy the print, they don't really feel the fabric and know how it will move, how it will flow. And they buy wrong. And that's where we need to come in and assist them and help them.
You lost us there, Paul. How it feels and how it flows,
Well, you'll see on the ramp. This week you'll see on the ramp how it moves.
Which brings me to, we've got to start winding down now. But before we go quickly, Ankara is suddenly a big thing. How did that start, Frank? And what are you doing with Ankara? It was a Dire first, and now it's Ankara everywhere. Ankara evening wears everywhere. Even in magazines, in Vogue, you see dresses made out of Ankara, and you wonder where they got them from.
I think for us, it's based on the fact that we have this dressing culture, the Ashwebi culture, really.
Yeah.
And the past, it used to be lace, and I think lace is becoming too expensive. So what's the next thing? Okay, we have prints, and then we have Daviva now. Daviva just came into Nigeria because we are one of the highest consumers of prints in Africa, I must say. And they were never here before. We used to have Nike Tex and Nike Wax, and they were not really selling. It was when it became difficult to sell. To buy prints, laces for shows, for the Ashwebis, that print became the next big thing. And we Nigerians, we must wear Ashwebi Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Weddings, funeral, birthdays, you need to identify with your family, your friends, and so that is how prints came into being. And for the fact that it's cheap, and then we can still enjoy ourselves and be among and not identify ourselves in the whole party.
But
you're making different groups.
You're making evening wears and things out of.
Oh yes, of course,
I think what happens is that how many weddings or birthdays do you actually go to after you actually purchase the fabric? Not all of them. So you find out like you have a stack of them at home, and all of a sudden you're thinking, how about I make this with this?
Yes.
Then it comes out nice, and because what started happening, what revolutionized Ankara, I think, was they started making European dresses and cuts with the Ankara fabric, and it was working. So people just went for it. So it's evening dresses, like you did say, it's a little, shift dress with a belt. that's just like jackets like coming out of it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't now Buban rapper anymore. It was how creative can you be with Ankara. I used Ankara for a lining on my waistcoat.
Yes, yeah.
I made a T-shirt that had Ankara patches and sequins and beads on top
yeah.
of it. So it's just moved on from there.
Creativity.
Yeah.
So we got to go now. So what are we expecting from you guys tonight? Let me start with Adebayo.
We're showing tomorrow.
Are you showing tonight?
Are you showing tomorrow?
Showing tomorrow. Frank is showing tomorrow.
Are you showing
Frank
today?
is showing
So what are we
Who's
expecting
headlining
today?
Vibrancy, colors, good cuts. I'm trying not to be like like I designed this platform for discovery of young talent, so I'm trying not to do too much.
Okay.
You just make them feel comfortable with me.
Okay,
So,
and stuff
but
that
then
they
it's
can
going to be a
afford.
good show, yes.
Okay.
Very,
Paul,
very
what are you
affordable
showing?
one.
Showing color, movement of fabrics. South Africans love bling as well, and I'm sure Nigerians like bling as well. And glamour, that's what we're showing.
Mine? Tomorrow?
I'm showing menswear 100%. I'm not showing my women's collection at all. I'm showing only menswear. I'm bringing all the men. I want a lot of lovely ladies out there in Port Harcourt, so I want the men to entertain the lovely ladies.
But
So
they
we'll
say that
probably
men
say-
don't buy clothes as much as women do.
Oh, now they will after they see my collection.
Adebayo?
Well, this time I have quite a bit of black because it's designed, I've called the theme Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. So it's a lot of bling and sparkle and sequins and
Bling,
stuff.
bling, huh?
But it's fashioned after the golden era of Hollywood, celebrating actresses like Rita Hayworth and Judy Garland and, you know, Marilyn Monroe and
Those
stuff.
are old.
I know. So it's an infusion of old glamour, but expressed in modern terms.
Ah.
And of course, I'm not going to have a collection without gold.
He's wearing gold shoes. Can you believe that?
There's a saying in England in the press, they say all that glitters is AJ. So expect lots of glitter and sparkle.
Yes. Okay. Want to say thank you very much, gentlemen. We'll start with you, Adebayo Jones.
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Pt.4,
Thank
thanks
you.
a
Thank
lot.
you for having
Keep
me.
the colors going. We love it. And of course, Paul, thanks a lot. Paul Van Zyl, all the way from South Africa.
Thanks for
We're looking
inviting
forward
me.
to watching you tomorrow to see your show tomorrow. And Frank, tonight is the big night. You're headlining, so we expect to see a great thing.
Thank you.
We'll have fun.